What's up, guys? Back again with another video. Just analyzing the week going into our second week for December. It's been really good so far, I think, in terms of just analyzing the current symbols that we always do. So Nasdaq, US30, gold, Bitcoin, and DXY. But I think let's start with DXY first, as we always do. So DXY kind of just failed to really complete the 5-wave move, reaching this resistant level, which I was anticipating. Kind of I was seeing a little bit of like a double top pattern form. So I am going to be kind of just waiting to see on how things actually play out. If I just delete this, I'm just going to delete this and duplicate this right here. So around this level here, we are seeing insane rejection. So there's been rejection there. So it's 1, 2, 3. We can consider 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's been quite a heavy 7. It's been quite a really respected zone when I actually do move back 8. It's just been heavy. And here was just like a little bit of a slight retest, but we can also be possibly include that. So the whole point that I'm just trying to get into is that where we have rejected around 100.093 around this level right here, it's a very resistant and support level that we should take into consideration. So now that I'm actually seeing that this 5-wave is invalid, there could be 3 possible ways in how this could maybe play about. So we are on the monthly. I'm just going to zoom out. We are on the monthly, still within this support level right here, within the bigger time frame of the channel. So if we do possibly maybe see this monthly rejection just retesting off of this level here, which is let's see here, 98.507. I am anticipating that we could possibly maybe reject this level and bounce up. If not, if we do break this support level, then we're going to drop lower. So it's going to be probably like 92.57. So like literally 2 scenarios that I am going to be pointing out. So if once we bounce off there, we drop to this level, or if not, we could reach this strong level right here and push straight back to the upside and going above. Well, I wouldn't actually stretch it. Let me not stretch it too far. Stretch it too far. Not stretch it too far. So from on this level coming back to possibly 101.055. So we'll just have to see how things play out. This is still a level that I am anticipating in a breakthrough. Once we break through this level, as you can see, there's a really strong demand within the zone as well too on a higher time frame. So if as soon as we break this level on the monthly and we see a really nice volume bullish candlestick, we are anticipating that we could reach through 106.125. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays about. If I do zoom in onto the daily, for the daily now, I think I cannot necessarily anticipate anything moving forward, although I am expecting possibly maybe just a little bit of rejection ranging within the zone to see how things play about. If we do break below or above, as I did explain previously, so then we will potentially see some form of indication that we are seeing a stronger dollar pushing to the upside. But for now, nothing is really giving me much more of an indication. I'm only seeing things a little bit much more on the higher time frame, even on the weekly as well, weekly time frame as well too. Not so much. I mean, this is a really strong level in just indicating. Let me take this. This is also a very strong support and resistance we broke through. So that's why, hence, I'm anticipating that we could see a bit of a range in this level here, and then a bounce straight to the upside as this, because we are seeing a really strong level in demand for DXY. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play about with DXY. I think let's go move on to US100. So US100, as you are seeing on the daily, I am anticipating, and as I said, is that we are in a bull trend. I think just mapping out and seeing the pattern that I'm seeing on the higher time frame. For those of you that do know, you know. So we are going to zoom out on the daily. As you can see, I'm just going to zoom out on the 4 hours. So last week, Monday, when I dropped this video, I think we were around here. We're ranging within this. So I did anticipate that price was going to come and then reject this level as is and then bounce straight to the upside, and we saw that happen as is. And you're seeing continuous bullish movement to the upside, and you can see like prices just rejecting like proper from like all these levels that I've placed into. There might be a lot of like lines that I have on my charts, but if you can be able to actually just see in spot as is based on market structure, it just really makes things much more easier for me or possibly any trader to actually mark in your levels. You see, when you're marking your levels, you can be able to see really crucial zones within demand areas where you can be able to place in your buys or your sells, or maybe anticipate maybe a pullback as is moving forward. I did place in a buy position right here. I think I scaled in quite heavily on this position, but I closed I think around above this level. I think it was on Thursday. I closed on Thursday. So I had like I think 5 positions that I placed in. Managed to actually make up for the 1 to 3 overall ratio. And then I think I had like 2 positions left. They were all in profit, and I got stopped out because they were evenly above like this. I think 25492. Yeah, I got stopped out, and then prices continued moving up. So what I am anticipating is that we could possibly, as is, you can see that we are retesting. So what I am anticipating from this level right here, as you can see, there are candlesticks that are failing to really break above this zone right here. So we could be expecting maybe like a retest within this level. Yeah. So what I could be anticipating is maybe just a slight range. Yeah. And then break above. Until we reach our next potential level, which is around 26K. So that's what I'm going to be expecting for NASDAQ. Let me just pull out, like, just highlight some of the levels so that you guys can be able to see what I'm actually looking at. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a high level demand. You can see there high level demand. We've shown that. So high level demand as well to around this area. And our next zone, which we are going to be expecting, is level around here. So that's what I am anticipating as is for the overall moving forward. And then we are going to move on to US30. So US30 as well too. US30 was actually kind of tricky last week. I will tell you one thing because I anticipated kind of like a head and shoulders formation, and price literally broke this neck. Once it broke this neck, I just started seeing, and I entered this position, I think like yeah, around 9-ish or so, when this candlestick was like just in the process of actually completing its form. And then I just saw this thing just like really spike through it. I did place in use my risk really properly. I didn't damage the account as much because like within this level it was just like really bouncing off, just ranging, just doing weird stuff because you see this candle close and then when you break through down, then this candle will close above this level. And then I place in the solid and just like really spikes up. So there wasn't as much I think frustration with this trade because I was also very much unsure. I think the overall bias as well too when I did zoom out and I was like, let me just check again. We are still within a bullish trend moving forward. So I just waited a little bit. So on the next day and then everything just really just like spiked up and pushed to the upside. So what I am anticipating for I think US30 is that now that we have created kind of some sort of like resistance within this level, I am going to maybe just like slightly bring in this zone right here just to even it out properly. So this zone is a very crucial zone right here. Reason why I do say that is because you can be able to see the resistance support. So as mentioned, we still are within a bullish trend. Levels are evenly placed as this, so you can be able to see kind of just like the overall market structure. With US30, I am expecting to maybe just get a bounce and retest within this level as well. So I'm just going to take out my pathway. So from this bottom here, yeah, yeah, there, here, and just like retest again and bounce here and push to the upside as well too. I think I will be looking at entering tomorrow. I will be looking at entering buy positions here. Because usually what I've actually experienced, the reason why Mondays are so tricky to trade is because the weekly candlestick is actually forming its wick. And if we are overall on a bullish trend and the candlesticks are bullish, I'll just zoom in right here. You guys can see the candlestick. Let me just delete this part because I already showed you. So this wick needs to really just bounce off there, this level right here, and then push to the upside. So Mondays are always the worst days to trade because obviously on a weekly time frame the bottom wick is forming and then the body continues to like follow through going throughout the week and just actually following the trend overall. So it's just understanding the AMD system overall. I think those of you who are familiar with it will be able to understand on how things actually play about. But yeah, I think overall my positions will possibly be maybe like around this level. I do want to 100 and I'll be doing 1 2 3 position entry in terms of this mapping out and seeing on how the trend actually continues moving forward. But I will be waiting possibly maybe tomorrow just to see how things play about and then I can be able to just take action and opportunity of actually entering a buy position within this level. Then see on gold. Finally, gold has really respected trend as I did mention previously before. So as you can see, gold has been sorry, gold has been kind of respecting the levels moving forward. As you can see, we are in an uptrend, so we are ranging within this level right here, right now. So what I am expecting is a breakthrough above this level, which is 4,226, and then for price to actually push up and then actually reach. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Price to actually possibly reach 4,357. So this is a very crucial zone to actually be mindful of. I'm just going to take this rectangle position right here. This area right here is a very strong resistance because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches within this level right here. So as soon as we kind of actually do see on the higher time frame, I'm just going to zoom out onto the daily. I'm going to delete this pathway just to make things a little much more clear. If we do see a really strong daily candlestick break above this level, it's like a full body candlestick, just to really show you that there's volume within the markets moving forward, then we can anticipate a potential buy to the upside. There are neutral candlesticks which are not necessarily showing much volume overall, but you can see that I'm liking the fact that on the higher time frame on the weekly, if I actually show you on the daily, this trend line that I placed out is being heavily respected. So we'll just have to wait and see how things. I can actually extend this level go much more further than I need to, because there's a zone within this area right here. Within this level right here. So you may able to see there's kind of like a support that was created and then price broke above, and then we saw price really break down as is. So this area is a very, very, very strong level to take in mind of. If we do break above, as I did mention before, I think there is potentially really like a wave to it. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, there is kind of a triangle pattern that's actually formed here. It's been completed. I think if I do zoom out to, so I think it is actually clear for a solid buy. You can enter now. Or I would enter now if I, now that I'm looking at it as is, but I'm probably going to wait for um, 4, the New York session opening on our side here in South Africa, and then see on how things actually do play out. If I zoom out on the weekly, I just want to see things are playing out. Yeah, yep, yeah, this is definitely shooting straight up to 4,357. Definitely, I know my lines are quite a lot, but just like look at the candlesticks overall, they're just building up within that level. So just have to wait and see how things actually play out, because this one also could be very tricky, because this candlestick really, these two candlesticks just slightly close above this level, but dropped again. So we are seeing a lot of like rejections around the zone here, which can be slightly tricky moving forward. But I think overall we could potentially see gold pushing to the upside, but also have to wait and see, because this could be a very tricky one to really enter in. But we'll see how things go. Anyway, let's go on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I wanna actually see here. Right, so once I do zoom out, Bitcoin, it's kind of also as well to in a bullish trend. We are seeing a bit of rejection around a very crucial zone, which I am going to map out here. This level here. There's a trend line that I actually did place in, so it's 1, 2, 3 point touch. So with Bitcoin, we also do see a really strong resistant level within this area right here. So this zone right here. So as is, we'll kind of just have to also wait and see. Bitcoin, I'm not necessarily is so 100% sure about it. This is because it's been moving pretty weird. So I think I'll be waiting for any break in through above the zone here. If we do, maybe do see a break in through as is, but I think I'm going to be setting Bitcoin out for the meantime. If we do maybe get like a slight retest over this level right here and then push to the upside, then I will potentially look for entries moving forward. But I think for now, it's not really looking much more confident. If I do zoom out onto the higher time frame, you can see that what is forming here is currently showing that we are going to be bullish. So then since I say that if I do see a retest within this level right here, which is 98,706, then I will be pushing up with Bitcoin and maybe seeing it maybe reach like around 100K possibly. So we'll just have to kind of just wait and see how things play about. I think on the monthly it doesn't look much more clear, but I'm thinking more on the weekly you can be able to actually map out and see on what we actually getting to really see with Bitcoin overall moving forward. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. So in between this level will be a very crucial zone that I'll be looking at. I think let's go into fundamentals just to see on what we could potentially maybe like expect throughout the week, this week. So we're seeing ADP weekly employment change kick in. We are having the job openings as well too. Employment cost index as well. And the biggest one is at 9 p.m. South African time, by the way. So it's a federal funds rate. So it seems as if we are forecasting and anticipating that we could get maybe a 0.25 percentage basis point drop. So we'll have to just see how that plays about. It's really going to be very interesting just to see on that how that works about. If we do get the drop, then based on everything that I've actually explained and shown on US30 and US100, we are going to be probably breaking through all-time highs, moving into the closing of December. So highly anticipating the release on Wednesday. And then I think on Thursday is unemployment claims. So it's 220, previously it's 191K, forecast is 221K. So yeah, we'll see on how that plays out. But I think nonetheless, that is pretty much about it. Do follow our Instagram page. I will open it now so that you guys can be able to kind of just like see on how things are playing out recently. Follow our Instagram page. We are dropping very knowledgeable gems, education for educational purposes overall as is. Do follow the page, subscribe to our TikTok as well too. We do have a TikTok account that is now currently open. So you can be able to click on all highlights and then also just see your testimonials, the YouTube page, obviously, as is overall, and just the overall engagement that we are experiencing and doing with some of the people that are part of scoop trading. So yeah, hope this video was helpful to anybody watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment below within the video. All details will be available in the description as well too. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.